Yeah, has Ms. Moore shown up?
No, Your Honor.
All right. State requesting warrant.
Please, Your Honor.
Okay. Submit your request or see if Pam can write one up and we'll do it. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
State versus William Prescott.
Okay, have a seat, William. What are we doing with Mr. Prescott? We have theft charge of the TV. We have the sale for when he was out in, I think it was Winchester, Berrybrook Road. And then the violation of probation that's related to both of them. And there's coming. Lots happened since then. What are we doing?
You have negotiated section.
Okay. All right, my approach. Thank you. How you feeling today, Mr. Prescott?
Great.
Okay.
Are we?
Doing well. Okay. All right. Mr. Prescott, looks like you're going to be pleading guilty to Pennybrook felony, sale of fentanyl, the theft of the TV, which is a Class B felony because of your priors, and then the related probation violation. And it looks like the agreement that you have is that on the probation violation, you'd be sentenced to 9 months with all but 30 days of the sentences suspended for the rest of your probationary period. Okay, so for as long as you're on probation, that 8 months or so is suspended over your head. You're given pretrial confinement credit of 30 days because you've already done that time before I let you out on bail. So that is that sentence is satisfied with respect to that portion of the stand committed portion. Probation is stayed from December 13, 2018 until July 8, 2019. Special condition of your probation on this docket number is that you successfully complete the behavioral health court program without interruption. Okay, means you have to start, finish it all the way through. I know you're already in. All of the priorities remain in effect, and any evidence collected can be returned and destroyed. That's on the VOP. On the theft charge and the state prison charges, these are different. Now, I'll start with the sale charge, sorry. The sentence on that charge is 1 to 3 years at the state prison, all suspended for 5 years from today. Now, this sentence is consecutive to the suspended probationary term on the one that you're on probation for. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you're placed on probation for 2 years on this charge. And this probationary term is consecutive to the one that you're on probation for now. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So you're adding a 2 more year probationary term on. There's a suspended fine, $500 plus the $120 penalty assessment. It's all suspended for 2 years. You do have to make restitution to Keene PD for the $200 buy money. Okay? You have to pay that through the Department of Corrections. On This sentence and the next one, if you're ever incarcerated at the state prison, you're eligible for earned time, and you have to complete any counseling, treatment, and educational programs. You also remain in good behavior in both these sentences, and all evidence and contraband can be returned or destroyed based on these two sentences. That's with respect to the drug charge. Now, with respect to the theft charge, it's a bit different. It's 1.5 to 3 years at the state prison, all suspended for 10 years. Okay, now this sentence is consecutive to the sale. It's also consecutive to the VOP. There's a typo on this one though. It should be 213, 2016 CR, not 2014.
I was going to see off the last charge that you never apologized for.
Okay, let's see. So that basically you have hanging over your head 8 months plus 1 to 3 plus 1.5 to 3. Okay, so that's, you do the 8 months first, and then you'd be shipped off to the probation. That's if all this is imposed. Then you'd be shipped off to the state prison for at least a year, followed by 1.5 years. So that's 2.5 to 6 years kind of hanging over your head. Okay, they calculate the 6 years a bit differently, but that's what you have hanging over your head. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, also on the theft charge, you got to pay restitution of $498 to Walmart through the Department of Corrections. That's for the TV, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, same provision of earned time credit applies to this, as does the return of destruction of evidence and the requirement of good behaviors, always a condition of suspended sentences. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay.
Excuse me, Robert,
Yes.
on the drug charge, under 12C, I had added, should the sentence be imposed, well, I'm going to be on probation, so I asked that charge, that language, should the sentence be imposed, be deleted. It's not-
Okay, all right, that's fine. So a condition of that sentence is that you have to complete any counseling, educational treatment program as directed by your probation officer. Okay, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you violate probation on this, you're looking at, you could be looking at more than 1 to 3 years. You could be looking up to the statutory max in this case, which is 3.5 to 7 years, based on my reading of the indictment. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've waived sentence review for those 2 state prison sentences. I see that. And I have this acknowledgement waiver of rights for the probation violation and felony. Now, William, I've reviewed both of these types of forms with you before. Okay? And you just saw me review them with the gentleman before you, Mr. Tebow, so it's the same deal, same rights. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand you don't have to plead true to the probation violation or guilty to the 2 felonies, but by doing so, you're waiving all the rights on these forms. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It looks like you filed both of these forms and signed them on the 11th, and then you completed some college, which I know, okay? You understand with respect to the probation violation, you're waiving your right to a hearing in front of me and waiving your right not to be found in violation of the rules unless the state convinces me it's more likely than not that you violate them, right?
Yes, sir.
And with respect to the felonies, you're waiving your right to a speedy and public trial by a jury of your peers, and waiving your right not to be convicted of the sale and the theft of the TV unless the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You know, I was just checking the drug penalty section,
Okay.
and the section that talks about
Oh, it's 1 gram or more.
1 gram or more.
Is it 7 after 15?
No, it says in violation of any of the following, if a person may be sentenced to a maximum term of not more than 20 years and fine of not more than $300,000 for both.
So it's a 10 to 20? All right. It's a lot of time, man. You understand?
I do.
That's the max for that if you violate probation. Okay. Thank you, Counselor. With respect to both of these offenses, with respect to the 2 felonies, you're waiving your right not to be convicted unless the state proves you conducted the sale as alleged on the date and time of the indictment, and that you purposely obtained property of Walmart, which is the TV. And you have 2 priors. And that's what the state would have to prove on those 2 offenses. You understand that?
Yes,
They
sir.
have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. With respect to both of these proceedings, you're waiving your right to have Attorney Frankel defend you, cross-examine any witnesses, call any witnesses, and put up your defense. You understand?
Yes,
And you're waiving your right to have me order into court evidence and witnesses that might be favorable to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Any questions at all about any of the other rights in these forms I haven't specifically reviewed with you?
No, sir.
Other than the plea agreement, anyone make any threats or promises in order to get you to plead guilty here today?
No, sir.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, you know of any reason why I can't accept this plea?
No, Your Honor.
William, did you take any drugs or alcohol that would affect your ability to understand these rights or the consequences of your plea?
No, sir.
All right, I'll find your waiver of rights as knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily entered. I'm familiar with both of these offenses because we had a couple bail hearings on his case. So there's a sufficient factual basis to substantiate your pleas to both and the DOP. Your waiver is knowing, intelligent, and voluntary, so if you stand, I'll take your pleas. To the indictment for the quantity for the sale of fentanyl. William, how do you plead? Are you guilty or not guilty of that offense?
Guilty.
With respect to the theft of the television from Walmart, how do you plead? Are you guilty or not guilty of that? No.
Guilty.
And with respect to the related probation violation, actually, I believe there are two.
There are two, Your Honor.
There are
and
two.
They're going to be true pleas to all, except on the December 13th, 2018, there's a Rule 7 for driving after suspension. We're going to ask to enter no contest on that. That's still pending.
Still pending?
It is.
How's that still pending? Sorry, this is a rhetorical question. You don't really-
This district court moves slowly.
Okay. Pleas are true or entered except for that Rule 7 violation. It's a no plea. But findings are true or entered on both of those. I'll find findings of guilty are entered on the two felonies. I'll find all your pleas are free of any coercion as a result of a knowing, intelligent, voluntary decision on your part once you receive. Statement should be heard on sentencing.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Probation know about this?
Yes, they do. In fact, we discussed the offer before it was made, and since we had an agreement and it's reporting day, PPO Conover asked if he needed to attend, and I indicated I could do it without him since it was
Okay.
an agreement.
All right. Ms. Gallagher, you've been here all morning. What should I know about how Mr. Prescott's been doing?
So I'm covering for Ashley, who's his primary case manager, but he's doing well. He's attending all urine screens, he's been negative, with the exception back in July 30th, he had one slip up, and then he's been doing well. He's
What was the slip up
stuff.
for? What drug did he test positive for?
On July 30th, it was fentanyl,
Okay.
so he's still, and he is receiving medication-assisted treatment through Phoenix House and also digital therapy. He's working. He's actually also going to school for an apprenticeship to be certified as an electrician.
Good.
Looks like he's going to AA meetings pretty much daily, and he's doing well.
Attorney Franklin, anything I should know?
Unless you have additional questions, I think Ms. Gallagher summed it up right. It's headed in the right direction. The sentence keeps ahead of that one.
All right, William, you want to say anything? You want to talk me out of it? No? Okay. Are you in a real program for electrician apprenticeship?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good for you. That's how I paid my way through college, working as an electrician.
Really?
My dad's a master electrician, and he's still working at 78 years old, pulling wires. All right, those sentences are imposed, William. I should say for the record, I've been referring to you as William because you're a drug court graduate. I hope you abide by the conditions, and if you do, hopefully you won't have to see me again, okay? Do you have any questions about this? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.